Hello, I'm Matteo, the Chief Mobile Opinionist here at Tech Travel Geeks, and today we're going to set up the Google Pixel 7 Pro. It's been almost a month that I've had my main SIM card in the iPhone 14 Pro, and I'm at the point now where I'm ready to do my full long-term review of this device. It's an iPhone, it doesn't differ too much from previous versions, so there's not too much time to be spent on it. So first thing I'll do is take my SIM card out of the iPhone 14 Pro, there we go, and pop that SIM tray back in, put that aside, and I'm going to now set up my Google Pixel 7 Pro. I'm quite excited about this. So before I turn it on for the first time, I'll put my SIM card in. This aids the setup process in that it will make sure the proper carrier settings and configurations are in place as you set the device up. So here we go, pop that in here, and bingo. So pretty simple. As you can see, the SIM tray is on the left hand side of the device when you're facing the screen, the selfie camera at the top. It's fairly simple with the included Pixel SIM ejector tool that we saw from our unboxing video. Now I'm going to turn the device on by long pressing the power button, which is just above the volume rocker at the right hand side, and we get greeted by a nice big white screen with a Google logo, and now Google powered by Android. And as you can see at the top you have the selfie camera, in the middle in a dot, a cutout for that selfie camera dot, which looks quite good. As you can see, I've chosen the hazel color of the Google Pixel 7 Pro. As usual, I've gone for the slightly more gaudy color, whilst our Chief Aperture Officer will be going for a more traditional one. Anyway, we start off with welcome to your Pixel. Get started. Some nice little haptic feedback from that loading screen. Next up, it's connecting to Wi-Fi, so I'll just enter my password. Okay then, so I should be connected to Wi-Fi now. It's obtaining an IP address, getting the phone ready. And first impressions of typing on the phone are that the haptic feedback is very, very good. It's snappy, it's got a good feel to it. It's not mushy or noisy at all, which is always something that differentiates some of the less expensive devices. They have to cut back on the components that make a great haptic feedback experience. And now, after we've gone through the initial checking for things, Google suggested we copy apps and data over. I don't want to do that. I want to go through and set this up as if it were a new smartphone. It's a bit of a great experience in my view, as in you get to know the device as you do it, you get to understand some of the feel of the device. So next up, we need to sign into our Google account. Okay, so that should be done now. Now, obviously, I agree to all the Google terms of service. In Google, we trust. I honestly trust them more than most other companies. Now, this will take a few moments, and as you can see, we have some pretty delightful animations as the account information is loaded. Now, this is all the granular services, so I want to use location, scanning, sending usage and diagnostic data, and installing updates and apps, so I accept that. So I am a Google One subscriber, and it suggests that I use my 2 terabytes of Google account storage to back up automatically, store my data securely, and manage your backup easily. So I'll turn that on. This is going to be my main smartphone, I believe, for the next 12 months. We'll see how it performs. So, tap the country of purchase to view the warranty of this device. And interestingly, this list of countries is quite limited, but United Kingdom is there. Lots of terms and conditions to go through. Great. So I need to set up a PIN for my device now. And so that was pretty straightforward. I just entered my PIN number. This is a new one for this device, which I had to repeat once. And once that was done, we were presented with the setup fingerprint unlock. So the idea here is that you use the fingerprint scanner to unlock your device. I agree to that. And now it gives you a quick walkthrough. You need to press the fingerprint scanner, which is under the screen on the Pixel 7 Pro, multiple times to register your fingerprint. So let's start. So you can see it highlights the position of the fingerprint scanner, and now I need to move my finger every time as I do it. And you can see this is an optical fingerprint scanner. As light is passed through the scanner, it reflects off your finger, and that's how it gets an image of your fingerprint. So there we go. I've added my fingerprint. In this case, I am going to add another. I'll add my other thumb, and that's my second fingerprint setup. Great. So now this is a feature that Pixels haven't had for quite a while, or ever at this point. So this is suggesting we set up face unlock. And to do that, I'm going to move my microphone cable and make sure we've got face access. So I need to set up face unlock. Okay then, so that's the setup complete. I did have to have the phone at my face's height to do this properly. And it obviously did some image processing as it went. So that's face unlock set up. So let's see what other setup options we have, since I'm setting this up as a new device. So this is the assistant. I agree to that. Let's see if it needs my voice print again. I agree. And there we go. So we've set up the device, we've set up the Google Assistant, and I don't really need anything extra here. We're done. It's suggesting that I get emails with tips and tricks about Pixel. We'll see what they look like in the coming days. But for now, it's finishing the setup process. And it's now giving us a quick tutorial on how to do gesture navigation. So swipe up to go home. Go back to so swipe to go back. Great. Swipe to switch apps. So you swipe up. And that's a quick tutorial on how to do your gesture navigation on Pixel. Now, as we will see, I will do a separate video on how to switch off gesture navigation and get your usual navigation buttons at the bottom. It is in system navigation settings, but we'll do a dedicated video on that in the coming weeks. If you want to watch that, let us know in the comments, and I might record and set that video up before the original schedule goes through. So let's swipe up to go home. Here is the home screen of the Pixel 7 Pro, the first time I'm seeing it after the setup. So you have an app drawer. This is set as a 4 by however many icons. It's quite widely spaced out, similar to what we saw on the Google Pixel 6a. I personally prefer a bit of a more noisy or better spaced out home screen with an extra column of icons, but that's just me. So let's see what's downloading in the background. Obviously this is the Google Play Store, where you get your apps on Android in most Western markets. Whoops, excuse me, I have a kitten who's just jumped on me. So this is the Google Play Store, where the pre-installed apps are updating the background. There seems to be lots of pre-installed apps, but these are actually all system apps. What Google has done is ensure that a lot of system apps are decoupled from the operating system. That means you don't need to get an operating system update for a lot of security patches and improvements. This is done independently through the Google Play Store. So as you see, there's quite a few apps here, things such as Google Calendar, Gmail, Google itself, Gboard, pretty much everything on the device. And then if we swipe down, you see the Material U interface. This is themed to the background of the wallpaper on the home screen. Let's see if we can change that. So this is the wallpaper app from Google, and as you can see, the theme of the Pixel 7 Pro seems to be feathers this year. Lots of different ones, suitable for light themes, dark themes, even coloured ones. Little Radio 2 link, it feels a bit like there's a connection to the parrot in the Nothing phone, but that's just a hunch I have. And then there's Living Universe, which is a series of animated wallpapers which update based on conditions. And so you have Earth-based ones and so forth. Let's download this one and put it onto the home screen. Great. So you need to download this. How do I download it? There we are, button at the bottom right. And it will take a few seconds to download. In the meantime, apps are downloading. The Google Play Store is still updating apps in the background. But as this goes ahead, it should free up some bandwidth and processing power to get into the wallpaper app. In the meantime, let's have a look at other settings. So this is the Google Pixel 7 Pro. It should be on the latest version of Android. Apparently there is already an update available. It's 72 megabytes, so let's just resume that in the background and see how the Tensor G2 chipset does an operating system update, Google Play Store updates, and other stuff in the background. At the moment, it seems to be buttery smooth, so all good. Now, whilst the Google apps in store, let's see other apps that I usually have on my device and that I will be using. So let's start off with Microsoft. So it's the Microsoft Authenticator app. I use that for security, for two-factor authentication on various accounts. And speaking of accounts, Amazon, I definitely use that. Amazon Photos, definitely use that. Microsoft OneDrive, very useful for storing files over and above what the 2 terabytes of cloud storage I have from Google. Let's see, what else do we have? Yeah, I definitely need that because that will be for my home setup. Microsoft Teams, I use that as well. So I triggered the A word there. Now let's go on here because Amazon don't just do shopping. I definitely will use Prime Video, the music app, Disney Plus. What else? AliExpress, definitely one, where we'll be getting our Mocodile videos from for the safekeeping of this lovely hazel Google Pixel 7 Pro. So we've done Amazon, let's go with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Messenger, that's Facebook Messenger if you didn't know, as well as Telegram, which is my most used messenger app. So we've installed the Amazon Shopping app. Oh yeah, we'll need WhatsApp as well. I think that's pretty much everything. Oh yeah, I will be using this to also perform a few actions using Adobe apps. So Lightroom is definitely one that I'll be using. Adobe Express, Photoshop Express. I'm a subscriber to Adobe Premiere Pro or Adobe Creative Cloud, so I have access to all these apps in their premium incarnations. Photoshop camera filters is always quite good. Okay, so I've got a few apps installing in the background. First impressions after a while using the device is that the Pixel 7 Pro is a very nice, smooth device. And as far as our relatively heavy activity for the installation and setup of apps, it's doing very, very well. We didn't have any major stutters or issues with it. Let's see if CPU-Z is available as well. This way we'll see if the Tensor G2 chip in the Pixel 7 Pro is visible in the Google Pixel 7 Pro running CPU-Z. Sometimes with new chipsets it takes a while for CPU-Z to update and actually show those. A few other things that we'll do. I will go into the settings, system, languages and input, and optimize my keyboard. So on-screen keyboard, Gboard is on, and I'm going to add a language here. In this case, I'm going to search for Italian, Italy. It's going to be QWERTY, great. So that's done. Preferences. I want to keep haptic feedback on key press for now. I don't usually keep that on unless the phone is really, really good. Glide typing, this is something I do not use, so I'll switch that off. Theme, we'll change this. Obviously this is dynamic color. I do want to change that and take the keyboard borders off. I prefer not having those. I think that's everything I need at the moment. So that's great. Keyboard done. So this is pretty much me done once these apps finish setting up. What I'm actually going to do is move a few apps into the dock. So the most frequently used apps I have are messaging, WhatsApp, and a few others. And then I'll take Chrome out because that's pretty much comes up whenever I want it to. So I'm going to put Facebook into the dock. Oh yeah, I forgot Twitter. How could I forget? Elon's little project, if he can afford it. So yeah, whilst this is installing, I'll go back to the home screen. In terms of social things, I'm going to put Instagram there. What else do we have? TikTok. And then whilst we're at it, we're going to put Prime Video, Disney Plus into one folder. I've got YouTube already on the home screen, which is great. But what I'll do is put the Amazon Music app there, and then go and get YouTube Music, pop that into a folder for music. Well done, Google, for figuring that one out. So Amazon Photos, that can go here, and we'll put Google Photos into the same folder. Great, so that's most of the app setup I have that I want to have. Let's just pop OneDrive in there as well, and pop Google Drive into the same folder. And Teams, in my view, counts as chat. So all good here. So there you go. That's pretty much my setup of the Google Pixel 7 Pro complete. If you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching this far. If you'd like to see more of our coverage of the Google Pixel 7 Pro, the Google Pixel Watch, the Google Buds A series, please do subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks here on YouTube. We'll be releasing videos regularly, and if you have that notification bell turned on, you'll also get notified of when we publish new videos. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them as a comment in the section below. But for now, thanks for watching, and goodbye from me. Obviously, this is the Google Play Store, where you get your apps on Android in most Western markets. Whoops, excuse me, I have a kitten who's just jumped on me. Hello, Ronan. Google, and especially Android, Ronan, excuse me. Oh dear. Are you back? Just got rid of you, you're back. You really want to be the center of attention at the moment, don't you? Come on.